With Storm 4 ending the story of Naruto, what's next? A continuation in Boruto? Well, no, we had that as DLC. The actual answer is a team-based online game more akin to a MOBA. Never thought I'd see a Naruto game go this path, but who knows, maybe it worked out for them. I don't think it did. This game has 48 trophies, consisting of beating every VR mission, leveling up every master's rank to 5, and playing way too much of the online. I'll need to play 1,000 online matches in total, while winning 100 times in each match type. Definitely not looking forward to that. Before I can do anything, I need to make my own character, then I'm dropped into a hub, kind of like Xenoverse. The story of the game, if you'd even call it that, is these VR missions. There's different ranks, and I'll be starting at D. This game plays a lot differently than any other Naruto game, where instead of one-on-ones, they're kind of like team fights. It actually plays a lot like Battle of Z. This whole game does in a way, with a mission-like structure. The first mission is the bell stealing exercise against Kakashi. After I beat him a few times, I complete the mission and get a trophy for completing it. Quick thing about trophies in this game is that none will pop during the match itself. They all wait until the match or mission is over to pop. For Kakashi's special mission, I need to collect all the pages and meet up with him to complete it. I should have gotten a trophy for finishing it, but I didn't. I don't know why, but I had to do the mission 3 more times to get the trophy for completing it. I've heard the trophies in this game can be a bit buggy, so hopefully this isn't a common thing. There's 65 VR missions in total, so to not waste any time, I'm only going to talk about the ones that either give me trophies or give me trouble. I'm also going to visit Sasuke and pick a master. I'll have to do almost all of them eventually, so it doesn't matter who I pick. Free practice of Passionate Youth has me fighting Naruto and Kakashi a few times until Gamabunta shows up. He's a boss with a huge health bar who teleports around. After I beat him, the mission ends and I get a trophy for completing it. A few missions later, and I've leveled up Kakashi enough to switch him out. When I do, I get a trophy for leveling him up to level 5. Gamabunta in Peril is basically the opposite of what I just did. Now Gamabunta needs help, and I need to defend him until Shukaku shows up. I beat him like Gamabunta before, and get a trophy for completing this mission. The next mission has a giant snake at the end, and while it's not Manda, it's still a threat. After I take it down, I get a trophy for completing this mission. During this mission, I use my ultimate 4 times, and by the end of it, I also get the trophy for using an ultimate jutsu 10 times. By completing missions and leveling up, I get scrolls, and these are basically this game's version of loot boxes. In the hub, I can talk to Tenten to open them and see what I got. I do this for a bunch of them and get a trophy for opening 50 scrolls. A Tense Pursuit has me fighting a bunch of mist ninjas throughout the stage. This one isn't that bad, and by defeating enough of them, I finish the mission and get a trophy for completing it. The next mission is about defeating Deidara. He has a bunch of clay enemies I need to beat until he himself shows up. I have to chase him down a few times until I can actually beat him. When I do, I finish the mission and get a trophy for completing it. After this mission, I've leveled up Lee enough and switch him out while also getting a trophy for leveling him up to level 5. The next mission, I need to find where Kabuto is hiding. After each group of enemies I beat, I need to look for a blue circle on where to check next. This keeps up until Kabuto shows up and summons a giant snake. I beat them both and have to do that all again. Look for Kabuto by defeating enemies, find him, he summons another giant snake, and beat them both again. This time the mission ends and I get a trophy for completing it. I think that was the longest mission so far at almost 13 minutes. A mission later and I've leveled up Shikamaru enough to switch him out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. Storming the Akatsuki fortress needs me to gather info on the Akatsuki while fending off White Zetsus. Eventually Konan shows up and I have a fight against her. After I beat her, the leader of the Akatsuki, Pain, shows up and now I have to beat him. Once I do that, the mission ends and I get a trophy for completing it. In the inescapable water prison, Lee has been kidnapped by Kisame and I need to save him. To get to him, I need to pull up multiple stakes first. A bunch of White Zetsus then show up, but I can dodge them and focus on Kisame's clone. Once I take him out, the actual Kisame shows up and I have to fight him. After I beat him, the mission ends and I get a trophy for completing it. After the next mission, Choji is leveled up enough to switch out, and while doing that, I get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. In Byakugan, Naruto hasn't come back from a mission, so Hinata wants to look for him. My goal is to protect her while she does that. When she finds him, they get ambushed by white Zetsus. Once I take them all out, I finish the mission and get a trophy for completing it. In the next mission, B calls for help in collecting items in the Cloud Village. After I collect them all, he transforms into the Eight Tails for some special training. He's a boss similar to Gamabunta or Shukaku from before. I'm able to beat him without much trouble and finish the mission, getting me a trophy for completing it. After the next mission, where I have to fight Kurama, I've leveled up Gaara enough to switch him out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. In Uchiha Power, I'm up against Sasuke and Itachi. At first, they're easy to deal with, but then they pull out the Susanoo. It's still not that bad since only Sasuke took his out. I wonder why Itachi didn't use his. After I beat the Susanoo, the mission ends and I get a trophy for completing it. The next mission is my first A rank where I have to fight Naruto a few times before he goes Tailed Beast mode. It's not incredibly hard, but definitely an indication of what's to come later. After I beat Naruto in his Tailed Beast mode, I finish the mission and get a trophy for completing it. Funny enough, when I get back to the hub, Konohamaru talks to me when the credits start. I was not expecting that. This is by far not the end of the game, but boy do I wish it was. I still have about half of the VR missions left. All the missions that were hidden before unlock, and they're just harder versions of missions I've already done. Original. Well, I guess the best place to start is back at the beginning. After I complete Kakashi's special mission again, I've leveled up Deidara enough to switch him out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. The last trophy for VR missions, not counting the one for doing them all, is to complete basic training. I could have sworn I've already done this, especially because it has a check mark. Maybe it's a bit buggy and didn't pop when it was supposed to. I do the mission again and now get the trophy for completing it. Now the only missions left are ones I've already done. While I'm completing them, I'll still be switching out masters as needed, so at least that's a positive. The first one I switch out is Kisame, and I get a trophy for leveling him up to level 5. After some more missions, I've leveled up Kabuto enough to switch him out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. If you're wondering how I haven't failed a single mission yet, it's because I have unlimited lives. The only downside to dying is the amount of time it takes to respawn takes away from the mission time. If the time in a mission expires, then I lose. So far, that hasn't happened. Yet. The closest it got was when I fought Deidara and finished with 58 seconds left. After this mission, I go see Sasuke to switch Konan out and get the trophy for leveling her up to level 5. Coincidentally, the next mission is where I start having issues. This is the one where I have to gather info on the Akatsuki. There's too many enemies at this last capture point and I die a few times. There's nowhere near enough time to capture this, then beat Konan and Pain on top of it. I try again, and same issue. Something I haven't done this whole time is switch my class type. I've been playing solely as an attack type, but for something like this, maybe defense would be more suitable. It's still a struggle, but I managed to capture it and get an added minute and a half for the Konan fight. When I beat her, I get another 2 minutes for the Pain fight. This is more than doable now. This is only a B rank mission too. After a few more missions, I visit Sasuke to switch Pain out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. The next mission that gives me trouble is protect the village gate. As the name suggests, I need to protect the gate from waves of enemies. If the gate gets destroyed, then there's 2 more gates they have to get through. Issue is, if any gate gets destroyed, then the enemies reset back to wave 1. It takes me about 20 minutes until I get lucky and barely win while still on the first gate. Some more missions later, I visit Sasuke to switch Hinata out and get the trophy for leveling her up to level 5. Unfortunately, the other masters I still need are unlocked by leveling up other characters, so it'll be a bit before more trophies pop. For now, I'll keep doing VR missions. If you're also wondering why I've only been playing solo and not with anyone online, it's because the online in this game kinda sucks. The one time I tried to join someone's lobby, the game crashed on me. If that isn't a sign to just play by myself, I don't know what is. Maybe they were trying to save me from the next mission, which is another protect the village gate. This time, I can't stop them from destroying the first gate, but the second gate is even worse. If I'm on an incline, then my jutsu just won't come out, making this gate the worst to defend. I end up letting them destroy the first 2 gates and defending the third. I have more space here, and the enemies spawn a bit further. As the mission's about to end, the 8-tail shows up. Luckily, he doesn't attack the gate and is just a nuisance for the most part. After more missions, I visit Sasuke to switch Sai out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. The last VR mission is the ultimate showdown. This one is tough. There's waves of enemies, and at the end of each is one of the bosses from before, the giant snake, Shukaku, and perfect Susanoo. I don't have nearly enough time to beat the Susanoo on my first go, so I need to reset. For the first time, I'm actually going to edit my jutsus. I've been using the default ones this whole time, and needless to say, I've outgrown them. Now I have 9 minutes left by the time the Susanoo shows up. Good thing too, because it took 5 minutes just to beat him. In fact, this whole mission took 22 minutes, longest in the game by far. At least when I finish it, I get the trophy for completing every VR mission. I still have more masters to level up, but I can do that while playing online. Oh boy, the online. How it works is there's 4 match types, but only 3 of them have trophies for them. I don't know if Barrier Battle was added after launch or something, but it doesn't have any trophies for it. Plus, its matches are the longest of any mode, so it's in my best interest to avoid playing it altogether if I can. Quick Match throws me into any of the 4 modes. Ninja World League is kind of like a ranked mode that only has 2 modes available at any time. It's useful if I want a specific mode. Since I'm just starting, I'll do Quick Match. Also, every match online is a 4v4. There's some exceptions to that, but we'll get to those later. Let's go through the modes one by one and see what I'm dealing with. Flag Battle is basically capture the flag. Each team has 2 flags, and the first team to capture both wins the game. Knocking out any opponents makes their flag easier to capture, and vice versa. The big thing about this mode is movement. Attack type is probably the best since it has access to teleportation. Even a little bit of extra distance is sometimes enough to capture a flag. Base Battle is basically domination. There's 3 bases to capture, and you need 2 to gain points. Having all 3 bases just means you get points faster. More players on the base captures it faster. Defense type is probably the best for this mode since it has access to walls and paper bombs to cover the bases. Combat Battle is basically team deathmatch. Each team has 10 lives, and the first to lose them all lose. Range type is by far the best for this since it has access to lots of strong jutsus. The ultimate jutsu Kitten especially is fantastic. I've gotten so many KOs with it. Now that we've gone over each mode I need to play, we can go over the online experience. This is one of the worst I've ever had. Sometimes, while I'm searching for a game, I'll get put into what I like to call purgatory. I can't leave matchmaking because the leave option is grayed out, so I'm just forced to wait here until it finds a game. Why I call it purgatory is because this can last minutes, sometimes even up to 10 minutes where I can't do anything. I've even had it when I was stuck matching and never made it to the hub at all. All I can do when this happens is close the game completely and reopen it if I don't feel like waiting. That's just the servers. The players on this game are the same as any other PvP game. They don't want to play the game. A match will start and people will already have left the game. It gets so bad that mid-game I'll see someone leave and I'm hoping to God it wasn't someone on my team. Sometimes half my team will be gone before the match even starts. You think that's as bad as it gets? It gets worse. My whole team will leave me by myself. This happens surprisingly more than you think. It's not just exclusive to me too. It's even happened to the enemy team, which they then leave as well, because why would anyone want to play a 1v4? During a match, you can't quit to the main menu either, so anytime someone leaves, they're turning the whole game off. And maybe, I don't want to do that, so instead of leaving when it happens to me, I have to stay and be the other team's play toy until the match ends. You like comebacks? Hope not, because if you're winning or losing, someone will leave, making the comeback impossible. At that point, I just stop playing, because why keep going if you're a teammate short? Even if they don't leave, some players will just stay AFK. Honestly, I don't know what's worse, them leaving as soon as the match starts, or just standing AFK the whole match. They both suck. We haven't even talked about hackers. Apparently, this game has an issue with them, and I've noticed. In the hub, while waiting for a game, I'll see someone giant standing over us and go check their data. They are max level with no play data and the name DM for unlock all. I found another one like them later on with the same name. They're just straight up advertising it. I clicked on a random player at one point, and by complete chance, it seems I found another hacker. They have 100,000 hours. That's over 11 years. This game has been out for 7. This one is just a hunch, but I loaded into a match and someone on the enemy team was invisible with the name I mod cause I can. I think they may have been hacking, but like I said, just a hunch. Another issue is glitches. Sometimes I go to capture the flag in flag battle and get caught inside the base and can't move. When I'm capturing a base in base battle, I use my jutsus to protect me, but sometimes they just won't come out. As an attack type, if I use teleportation, I'll sometimes glitch on a ledge, or if I use Rasen Shuriken, it'll just attach to me and go nowhere. Out of all of those, this one might be the weirdest glitch, and it doesn't even affect gameplay. I'm in the Hokage's estate going to join an online match when the background turns black. It asks me if I want to enter the estate, even though I'm already here. I say yes, and let's just say Naruto takes the term shadow clone a little too seriously. Yeah, safe to say, this spooked me when it first happened. A few more things about the online I'll mention, since why not add more to the list, is that I will fail to connect to the server to check my stats about 80% of the time. Even after playing matches, I still can't check. I'd love to see my exact stats after some trophies pop, but that's just not possible most of the time. To drive home the online being garbage, multiple times I'll get disconnected while searching for a match. Sometimes even 3 times back to back. There's one time I'm actively looking at the players in the lobby when they all disappear and the lobby DCs. Last thing isn't exactly an issue, just something you always see in PvP games. Players love taunting. I didn't think I'd see it in a Naruto game, but where there's a will, there's a way. They spam the block button to simulate the motion of teabagging. I've even had it happen in a game where one of our teammates immediately left against a 4-man. Yes, that's what those symbols mean, and because of that, why even bother playing the match when we're 1 man short? Okay, I think I'm done describing how much of an apocalypse the online is. Time to dive headfirst and grind out 1000 matches. Like I said before, playing online still levels up masters. So after about 10 matches, I visit Sasuke to switch Itachi out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. Instead of playing quick match, I decided I'm just going to play the Ninja World League. I've been getting barrier battle more often than not in quick match, which is just a waste of time honestly. There's no trophy for it, and it's the longest of the modes. In Ninja World League, I'm guaranteed to get one of the modes I need, and at the moment, it's combat battle and flag battle. Let's just say I'm not having the best time and am most definitely losing more than I'm winning. At least while I'm losing, I'm getting matches in and leveling up masters. Speaking of, after more online matches, I visit Sasuke to switch Boruto out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. I managed to actually win some matches, even though I might be getting carried in some of them, and get a trophy for winning 10 combat battles. Only 90 more to go. I said the range type is probably the best for combat battle, but if you've noticed, I've been using the attack type this whole time. That's because there's separate trophies for playing as each type 100 times. And since there's no way for me to keep count in game, I figure the best course is to stick with one type until the trophy pops. That works out for me anyways, since attack type is by far the best type for flag battle. I'd even go as far as saying teleportation jutsu is the best free-to-play jutsu for flag battle. You might be confused hearing me say free-to-play, considering this game does cost money and is not free-to-play. But there's so many DLC characters that I'd honestly consider the online a bit pay to win. I see jutsu that I can't use without buying the character that has it. It does lead to funny moments like this sometimes, where my whole team is sleeping, but we still win since we have enough bases. but overall, I'm at a disadvantage more often than not. I'm at the point now where I can visit Sasuke to switch Sarada out and get the trophy for leveling her up to level 5. I keep playing flag battles, even winning a 3v4 somehow, no clue how he won this, and eventually get the trophy for winning 10 flag battles. I also visit Sasuke one last time to switch Mitsuki out and get the trophy for leveling him up to level 5. I don't need to level up anyone else since they're all DLC masters with no trophies. So now it's just about continuing to play flag and combat battles while trying to get any wins I can. The Ninja World League changes every 2 weeks, so until it does and I get access to base battle, this is what I have to play with. As usual, people are quitting and leaving at least one team short a few members. Sometimes it's both teams that lose people. This honestly kills so much motivation to keep playing this game. Like, what's the point for anyone to play when half your team is gone as soon as the match starts? I haven't been winning as much as I'd like, but when I hit 100 games played, I get the trophy for playing 100 matches as an attack type. I'd like to show my stats after getting a trophy, but I can't connect to the server no matter how many times I try. So, I've taken the liberty of keeping track of my matches and wins myself on a little notepad. At the moment, I have 100 matches played with 17 combat wins, 15 flag wins, and 1 base win from when I played quick match a few times at the beginning. With 100 matches down, I'll start using the range type. I'll also go and open a bunch of scrolls since I have a ton from leveling up. I could buy some if I needed to, but I have more than enough to get a trophy for opening 500 scrolls. As much as I don't want to, it's back to the online grind. With the class change at least, I'm having a much easier time in combat battles. Fireball Jutsu and Flame Control do so much damage. Not to mention Kirin being the best game ender. I feel like I'm actually being of use in these matches. I also learned that if I get disconnected mid-game, it still counts as a match played. At least I'm assuming that's the case, since when I get the trophy for playing 100 matches as the range type, I'm sitting at 207 matches played. Yeah, disconnects happen quite often. I'm also sitting at 43 combat wins, 30 flag wins, and still 1 base win. Looking good on wins so far. Enough time has passed that the Ninja World League changed modes. Now it's base battle instead of flag. Works for me since now it's time to use defense type. The best strategy I've been using is to place paper bombs behind the mud wall jutsu and block. If anyone comes near me, they get blown up. I use another jutsu as well, but sometimes it just doesn't want to come out. This is what it's supposed to look like, but sometimes it doesn't want to play ball. I'm definitely having an easier time with this class though, as I comfortably win enough games to get the trophy for winning 10 base battles. I do wish base battle played more like domination though, because in multiple games, we are so close to winning, but we lose a base last second. The other team somehow keep it until the end, and we go into overtime. Before you know it, we've lost. If this played like domination, where even with 1 base you gain points, we would have won a while ago. I don't understand the point of overtime if it's going to end as soon as someone gets the lead. Why not go until the time ends? While I'm generally having a good time in base battles, I'm not doing the best in combat battles, especially when I get stun locked and fall to my death. That's fun. But it's more important that I get wins in base battle, since that's what I have the least wins in. By the time I get the trophy for playing as the defense type 100 times, I'm sitting at 312 matches played, with 64 combat wins, 37 flag wins, and 22 base wins. I have more combat wins since both times the Ninja World League has had it. That just means the next time it'll have flag and base, right? Well, it's been 2 weeks and it's still combat battle. I mean, that's fine, I still need wins in it, but I'm going to be done with it long before the other modes. The last type I need to use is the heal type. The only offensive jutsu it has is Sakura's move, Cherry Blossom Clash, so I'll be mainly staying in the back playing support. Can't do that if I don't have teammates though. Half my team leaves before the match even begins. Then the last one leaves, which I of course don't blame them, but I want the match to count and don't want to close the game. so I need to get beat on for the next few minutes. How fun! I do have what might be the fastest match I'll ever have. This combat battle ends in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I think I spent longer searching for this match than the time I spent in it. 2 weeks pass, and again, the Ninja World League includes combat battle. Does it always include it, and the only thing that switches is flag and base? That's going to majorly slow down my progress if that's the case. During a base battle, which conveniently had someone leave during it, and that's why we lost, this happened to be my 50th match as the heal type. When the match ends, I get a trophy for learning every ninjutsu. This is done by leveling up every base game master to level 5 and playing 50 online matches with each type. Now I just need to play 50 more matches as the heal type. After doing that, I get the trophy for playing as the heal type 100 times. At the moment, my stats are 414 matches played, 89 combat wins, 39 flag wins, and 36 base wins. Combat battle wins are definitely inflated from it being included in every Ninja World League. Now the only trophies left are for winning in each mode 100 times and playing 1000 total matches. So at a minimum, I have about another 600 matches left to play. Since I can play any type I want now, I'll be sticking to attack for flag, defense for base, and range for combat. There's no point to using the heal type, since that's meant for supporting teammates I usually don't have. Combat battles are what I'll be playing the most of, so by default, it's what I'll hit 100 wins with first. It's probably the easiest of the modes to get a win in if I had to pick one. When this match ends, which definitely looks like I got carried, but I assure you I did not, I get the trophy for winning 100 combat battles. Stats are currently 455 matches played, 100 combat wins, 46 flag wins, and still 36 base wins. I'll stop mentioning combat wins since they don't matter past 100. Without base battle in the rotation, all I can work on is flag battle. I have to add, it's super annoying that I don't need to play combat battles anymore, yet it comes up more often than anything else. I feel like I get 5 combats for every 1 flag or base. Not to mention if I actually manage to win that game too. By the time I win my 100th flag battle and get the trophy for winning 100 flag battles, I'm sitting at 840 matches played. I've gotten some extra base wins, but it's taken almost 400 matches to get the next trophy. I just have to hope I get more base than combat, since I don't have another 400 matches to spend on it. By the way, it's all but confirmed that combat battle never leaves. It's been months and I've never seen a Ninja World League that was base and flag battle. It takes what feels like a month to get to my last base battle. We win it comfortably and I get the trophy for winning 100 base battles. After everything else, I am at 920 matches. All I need to do is play 80 matches casually and I'll be done. I'll escape the shackles that is this game. 80 more matches later and I get the trophy for playing 1000 online matches. And finally, the platinum. According to the guide I used, this game should take around 200 hours to platinum. My PS5 says it took me 154 hours. If you want a more detailed breakdown, here's my in-game play data. It might look a bit off with it saying my playtime is 138 hours, but I think that time only counts when I'm in a mission or online match, not in the hub. Which means I spent upwards of 16 hours just waiting for matches in Purgatory. This is one of those games I never would have played normally. In fact, I didn't even know it existed, and after playing it and getting the platinum, I would have preferred it stay that way.